Impossible is nothing when we truly believe we can accomplish anything. Good morning. Impossible is nothing, family. Today's video is going to be part 2 of the seizure diagnosis. And let me tell you, you guys are about to be catastrophically, mentally blown away. So, hold on to your seats tight. And please bear with me. I have a lot of information to share. So, let's get started, shall we? Where I left off in part 1 was being told by the emergency room doctor I had to have all of my teeth removed. I was also given antibiotics, of which I misplaced. On Wednesday, January 24th, I ended back up at the urgent care with a tremendous amount of mouth pain. It was the second worst pain I had ever felt in my mouth since my jaw surgery in 2001. Once again, the urgent care told me that there was nothing that they could do except to give me more antibiotics, of which they did. The antibiotic that was given to me was called cephalosporin. I had gone a full 2 weeks without any seizures before I started taking my first dosage of cephalosporin. On Friday night, January 26th, I took my first dose of cephalosporin. And Saturday, I took 3 dosages, starting at 8 a.m. and I took my last dose at 8 p.m. I did not feel any oncoming seizure symptoms before I went to bed Saturday night. Then Sunday morning, I woke up in a lot of pain. My spine was extremely stiff, and I had a very extremely hard time staying awake. I had no white foam in my mouth or anywhere on me. At this point, I realized I had a grand mal seizure in my sleep. I checked my oxygen levels and it was between 91 and 93. After about 45 minutes, I was able to stay fully awake. Now here's the catch-22. After I was able to stay fully awake, I researched the antibiotic cephalosporin and the side effects of the medication. Cephalosporin has a lot, and I mean a lot, of side effects, including seizures. It also says if you have a past history of seizures, of which I do, you are at higher risk for having more seizures while on the medication. Fast forward to a couple hours later, I continued on with my Sunday routine by going to my friend's house to watch the NFL football. After about an hour after I arrived, I started feeling a seizure coming on. I got extremely weak to the point of fainting. I got extremely tired in a blink of an eye. At this point, I knew I needed to get emergency help. I called the urgent care, therefore I had never experienced an onset seizure before, and I did not know what to do. Just a second, I lost my place. My friend was absolutely no help at all. However, I do truly believe that he was too scared to know how to help. By the time I got off the phone with the urgent care, I was too weak to walk. I had to call 911 and have them come and check on me. When they arrived, I explained everything. That was going on with me and the side effects of cephalosporin. They suggested that they take me to the hospital and have me taken off cephalosporin. It took both paramedics to get me out to the ambulance. According to my friend, when they would take me out to the ambulance, I was extremely pale at that point. Once we got to the emergency patient room, they patted the bed rails with seizure pads. As the nurse took my information, I started feeling shakiness within my bones. And I told the nurse. Then she told me the doctor should be in soon. If he does not come in soon, I will come in and start an IV and administer Ativan to slow the oncoming seizure. She did come in and start an IV and administer Ativan. And within 15 minutes, the shakiness was completely wiped out. The doctor, which this doctor and I in the past have had a lot, and I mean a lot of disagreements. Along with this doctor has never ever taken my medical conditions seriously. The emergency doctor never took me off cephalosporin. Now, let's fast forward to the second week of February. I had an appointment to see my primary doctor to get taken off cephalosporin. I knew, or at least I thought I knew, how this appointment was going to go. In my eyes, my primary and I were going to strongly, and I mean strongly, disagree. The whole entire appointment about putting me on seizure medication Therefore, I went into my primary appointment very, very extremely edgy and very, very defensive. Up until a miracle happened. Someone, and when I say someone, I'm referring to all of the medical professionals in my support team. Someone finally listened to me along with being heard for the very, very first time in 2 years. And oh my gosh, guys, that felt so, so wonderful. So wonderful. When I went into my primary appointment, the conversation did come up about putting me on seizure medication, which I knew it would. We spent a little over half of the appointment strongly, and I mean strongly, disagreeing. Then that's when the miracle happened. Then I broke down in tears and said 2 statements to my primary doctor. I got an itch. Let's see. And I also lost my place, just a second. That's when I said 2 statements to my primary doctor that highly brought up red flags. I said, despite my cochlear implant, which is the hearing device that I got back in 2021, April 28th, 2021. I got a cochlear implant. Some people say cochlear, other people say cochlear. I say cochlear because it's easier for me to pronounce. So here's a little background on my cochlear implant surgery. So I had cochlear implant surgery April 28th, 2021. A week later, after the surgery, one morning I woke up paralyzed from the hips down. I had no strength in my legs. I had no feeling in my legs. Also, after surgery, I became visually impaired in my left eye. A year after surgery is when I had my very, very first grand mal / silent seizure, April 2nd, 2022. Now, let's get back up on track. I told my primary, despite my cochlear implant, it hurts. Then my primary looked at me and said, that turns the table. When did your seizures start and when did you get your cochlear implant? I told her, my very, very first seizure started April 2nd, 2022, and I received my cochlear implant on April 28th, 2021. Now, hold on to your seats tight. Buckle up. Impossible is nothing, family. You're about to become catastrophically, mentally blown away. Just like I am. So, here's the diagnosis. Drum roll. The diagnosis is that severe mouth infection. And all of my seizures, along with me being wheelchair bound for a little over 2.5 years. And yes, I was wheelchair bound because I couldn't walk. I didn't get feeling in my legs or any strength in my legs for a little over 2.5 years. So of course I was wheelchair bound. So the diagnosis is the severe mouth infection that I told you about in the last seizure diagnosis video. And all of my seizures, including my silent seizures, grand mal seizures, along with being wheelchair bound, along with going going blind in my left eye, is all due to my cochlear implant, guys. Who would have thought? Here I am, getting told, you need to go see a neurologist. We don't know why you have seizures. When all this time I knew that it was due to the cochlear implant. But nobody listened. Nobody listened to me. Then, finally, somebody listened. And so, now, I am being referred to my ear, nose, and throat doctor. The surgeon, I'm being referred back to the surgeon who not only misplaced this, because this implant is right here, when it's supposed to be back here. I am having my implant taken out fully. And I know what a lot of people are gonna say. You're not gonna be able to hear. Well, here's something else, guys. When I had this implant placed, it took all the rest of my hearing away in this ear. So, by our Heavenly Father's grace, if I one morning wake up and all of a sudden have hearing without hearing aids, praise the Heavenly Father. So, if you guys like this video and are as blown, freaking away as I am, I ask that you would give this video a thumbs up. And, oh, by the way, I have a surprise for the Impossible is Nothing family. We have a new addition to the Impossible is Nothing family. However, If I get 5,000 thumbs up, 5,000 thumbs up, guys, I will reveal this new edition. And you guys are going to be very, very, very blown away. You are. Talk to you guys later. I love you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for watching. See you later, alligators. After a while, crocodile. Bye.